Welcome Gymbox to Functional Bodybuilding. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Bianca. Now, in terms of what you're going to need today, I've got two weights here. My first weight, I've got to be able to strict press. Now, you can't push press this because we will be seated on the floor when we do these presses. Your second weight is going to be heavier. Ideally, it's going to be something that's kind of a medium weight to use. So for me, I've got my 12 and I've got a 16. If you've only got two weights the same, not the end of the world, don't stress. So getting warmed up, guys, is quite a calm warm up. We are doing a 6-minute AMRAP, as many rounds as possible, but as many perfect rounds. So we're going to start off with 10 plank scap shrugs, which I'll show you. We will then go into 10 roll to pike to then finish off with 10 goblet split squats. So if you follow along with me, we'll just go straight into it. We're going to start with those 10 roll to pike. So we're going to start seated. I want you to come forward, try touch those toes. From here, we're going to roll back, toes will touch the floor behind us, to then roll forward. The straighter you can keep your legs, the better with this one. Now, when you come forward, really try to reach forward, aim your head towards your toes, try to get a stretch in those hamstrings. So that's 5 done, 5 to go. Last 3, guys. Now, as you go through this, you might find that you can keep those legs a little bit straighter as you become a little bit more flexible. Last one. Okay, we're going to shake that off. Now we're going to stay on the floor. We're going to go into 10 scap shrugs. So you're going to be in a plank position for me. Now we're going to push the floor away as hard as we can so we get super hollow, and we're going to relax into those shoulders. Push the floor away. Relax into those shoulders. We've got 10 of these again. Just slow and controlled. Now try not bend those elbows. So our arms stay straight. We're just moving our scaps back and forth. Last 4. Up. 3. Up. 2. And last 1. And we're going to stand it up. Okay. Now, you're going to need a weight. It doesn't have to be heavy. You're just going to hold out your chest. We have 10 goblet pistol squats, split squats words. So you guys are going to take a big step back from me. We're going to keep that chest super tall. We're going to be high on those back toes. We're going to drop it slowly down. Pause for a second. Bring it up. We're going to do 5 reps. And then we will switch sides. That's 2, 3, 4, last 1, guys, and we're going to switch sides. So same thing, step back, find your balance, chest up, we're going to lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Okay, bell goes down. So good news is you've done 1 round. Bad news is we're still going. So remember, it's 6 minutes of work. We are 2:45 in. We've got about 3 minutes left. So straight legs, reach forward for me, guys. Again, 10 roll to pike. Now, if you are a little bit warmer, you should find it's a bit easier to keep these legs straighter as you roll back. So you're always aiming to try to touch the floor. Always aiming to try to keep those legs as straight as you can. Try to drop that chest all the way forward. When we come forward, we've got 3 more reps. Last 2. Last 1. Now remember, we're staying here. We're going back into those scap shrugs. So we're going to start on that plank. We're going to push and we're going to relax. So starting off, we're going to push and relax, push, relax. 8, 7, keep those elbows straight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake that off. Okay, going back to those legs, getting those legs on a little bit. So grab your bell, heavy, light, doesn't matter, I don't mind. Whatever you want to hold at your chest. We're going to take a big step back. Now, first thing we're going to do this time is we're going to push your back hip forward and squeeze the butt cheek. We're going to drop it down slowly for 5. Up, 4. Now, try and make sure as you drop down, you're coming directly between your toes, so we're not pushing our weight forward. Okay, switch sides for me, guys. So same thing, other side. Again, we're going to drop straight down, making sure we're not pushing our weight over those toes. We want to have our hips directly between your back and front foot. That's 3, 4, 5. Okay, back down. So, good news is you don't actually have to do that whole thing again. Now, we've got time for one more exercise. I'm going to let this be your choice. I personally like those rolls to pike, so I'll be doing 10 rolls to pike and then we'll be done with this warm-up. If you prefer the scap shrugs or the split squats, feel free to choose your exercise. 10 reps. When you're done, we're done with this warm-up. 1, 2. If you are doing these rolls to pike, guys, I want you to try keep those knees locked out. If you can't keep your knees locked out, I want you to try get your legs as far back as you can. If you're not feeling a release in your hamstring, you might be feeling something in your lower back. As long as you've got some form of stretch going, I don't mind. Last 4, 3, 2, and last one, guys. Oi, and bring yourselves up. Okay, that's your chance to breathe. So, if you've never done functional bodybuilding, how we operate, we have 3 sections. Each section has 2 exercises, which we superset, which means we move between the 2 for 8 rounds, so 4 rounds of each. First exercise we're going to do is a single arm Z press. So this is a seated press. Now, I'll be doing this with straight legs. If you don't have the greatest hamstring mobility, bend your knees a little bit. As long as you're sitting upright, you'll be fine with this. I will show you what I'm talking about in a second. We are then going to pair this with a deadlift. Now, I've got 2 weights of a different weight. So my first round, I'll do them on one configuration. My second round, I'll switch them over. So I'll do the same thing, but my heavy weight will switch sides, my lightweight will switch sides. So, quick demo of that first exercise. You'll be on the floor. If your hamstrings are not great, you're going to have these knees bent. If your hamstrings are quite supple, legs are going to straighten out. We're going to lean forward, chest is going to be up, abs are going to be tight. Your belt is going to be front direct at your chest. We take a big breath in. We press and we lower for 3, 2, 1. We'll do one side. As it goes, you'll get your break. We'll do your deadlifts. We'll come back. We'll do the other side. Your deadlift movement, guys, we're going to have those bells outside your feet like so. So it's super narrow. Now, the first thing we're going to do is bend the knees a little bit. Keep that chest up. And we're going to push those hips all the way back. So your bells will be next to your legs. You'll stand them up. You'll then run them down your legs. So those bells want to follow your thigh, your knee, and your shin. Try not to put them in front of you. You want them central. So instead of me just talking, we're going to go into this. 8 rounds, 45 seconds on, 15 off. At the end of those 8, you will get a 1-minute changeover, of which I will tell you what we're doing next. So let's get this timer up. Set yourselves up, guys. Take a seat on the floor. Make sure you know what exercise you are doing to start with. So we're doing that Z press. In 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to start on my right side. Chest is forward, abs are tight. We're going to press. We're going to lower for 3, 2, 1. Make sure you get all the way to your shoulder. Press up. Lock out that elbow. 3, 2, 1. Now, if your legs are bent and you're struggling to get the bell up without moving your body, you can widen the legs a little bit. It'll give you a little bit more stability and stop you from falling all over the place. Nearly there, guys. Use that breath. So we're going to go big breath in as we press up and release. Okay, bells are going to go down. We're going to set up for that deadlift. So I'm going to keep the 12 on my right because that's the side that I was just pressing on. Later on, it should help me remember what I'm doing. Knees bend, hips go back, chest stays tall. I'm going to grab these bells, pull my shoulders down. We're going to stand it up. We're going to lower for 3, 2, 1. Make sure that heavier weight isn't pulling you out to the side. So you want those abs to be super tight to stop your heavy weight pulling you, for me, to the left. Now, if your knees are completely locked out, I need you to soften them a little bit. So we want soft knees. We want those legs to be slightly bent. You guys have 6 seconds. And those belts are going to go down. So we're going back to that Z press. This is our second of 4 rounds. Left hand side for me. We're switching sides. If you did left in your first round, you'll do right this round. So we're going to grab that bell, front rack position, chest tall. Big breath in and press. Now we're going to lower. As we lower, we're going to breathe in. 3, 2, 1. And press. Try rest at the top. Breath in. Up. Nice and controlled. Now, if your weight's super light, you're going to give me an even slower negative. So the fastest way to make an exercise difficult when the weight is not heavy enough for you is to slow down your movement. And belt down, guys. Good, so we're nearly halfway. Now again, I press my left, the light bell is in my left. The heavy bell this time is in my right. So bells outside the feet, feet super narrow for me. We're going to bend those knees, push those hips back, keep that chest up. Drive it up, we're going to release. 3, 2, 1. Up. Now you'll notice, if anyone's watching me, that my chin stays down. So I'm not straining my neck up. We're not trying to look forward. We're trying to keep that spine as neutral as possible. Your spine isn't just your back. Your spine extends up your neck, all the way into the skull. So from the top of your head, all the way down to the bottom of your spine, we're aiming to get one straight line. Back down for me, guys. 3rd round. Going back into that Z press. So again, switch sides. 2nd round on your right. We'll do a 2nd round on your left, and we'll be done with these. So we're going to bring it up. We're going to get those abs tight. Squeeze that back, big breath in, and press. And we lower. 3, 2, 1. You can go slower than me. I want you to try. 2, 1. Big breath. And press. Now you'll notice we're trying to rock that body as little as possible. So this will stay still, it's just that arm going up. Try to lead with your elbow. Try not let that body fall out to the side. Last rep, guys. Big breath. And release. Okay, I'm going to keep that bell on my right. I'm going to go back to that right side lighter deadlift. So this time facing you. Look how narrow my feet are. This is so the bell doesn't land on my feet. Knees bend, chest up, hips back, and drive up. Now, if you're comfortable with this deadlift, you're going to think about pushing your knees out. So we're trying to like screw the feet into the floor almost. Imagine you're trying to tear tissue paper in a big circle. You're going to push those knees out. The reason we're doing this, you're going to feel a lot more tension in the outside of your butt. So those glute muscles that everyone wants to grow all the time. If you don't learn to use them, you're not going to grow them. So the first thing we can do is push out and add tension. Okay, last round, guys. Onto my left hand side into those strict presses. So left arm pressing, last time we're pressing. So if you hate presses, good news, because you don't have to do them very much again. Big breath. And don't forget that negative. Now, if this happens to be your weaker side, which I know for a lot of people it is, I do want you to try to keep that control. If not, try slow it down even more. We've got 20 seconds left, guys. In that 20 seconds, you want to get about 3 to 4 presses. If you're adding that negative in, anything more than that, you're moving too fast. 5, 4, 3. Okay, last one, guys. We're going to stand it up. We're going to go into your deadlifts. Once we have finished this, you will get a break and I will tell you what we are doing next. In 3. And last round, guys. Keep those knees slightly bent, push those knees out, squeeze your butt, chest up. Big breath at the bottom, breathe out. As we come down, we're going to breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Up. Big breath in. 3, 2, 1. Again. We're only here for another 20 seconds, guys. Again, I want about 4 reps. 3, 2, slow and controlled. Up. 8 seconds, guys. And we're going to put those down. Okay, this is where you're going to get a brief breather because I'm going to tell you what we're doing next. Superset 1, we are done. Superset 2, we are not. So next up, we have a double front rack lunge. That means both bells are going to be in a front rack position. Again, 2 different weights. It means you're going to have to be switching those weights around. From here, in this front rack position, we will be stepping back into a lunge to then step it back in. We will alternate legs. If you don't want to alternate, that's fine. Just make sure you remember which side you're doing when. We are then going to pair this with, that was not nice to you today, a double bell overhead hold. Again, you do have uneven weights. This is going to make it slightly harder. So literally the bells are going to go up. You're going to hold for 45 seconds. That heavier bell is going to make you start doing this, which means you need to use this and this to stay stable. So good luck to everyone. Starting off with, guys, we're going to start with that double bell front rack lunge. Step it back. If you don't want to step back, obviously you can step forward. I'm not there to tell you not to do that. So we are going in 12 seconds, guys. Choose your side. Remember, we're going to alternate anyway, so it doesn't matter. In 5, 4, okay. I'm going to front rack these lunges, going to keep those elbows close to my chest. Step it back, step it in, switch sides. Now, this isn't an AMRAP, which means we are not doing super fast half reps. We are doing slow, full reps. Keep that chest up, keep those abs tight. 20 seconds, guys. Last little push. In 9, 8, and bells go down. 15 seconds, we're going into that overhead hold. I'm going to go heavy right because I lunged, heavy right. You can switch up, but just make sure you know which side you're doing when. Oh, this is going to be life regrets, guys. All you're doing is holding, so Lock at the elbows, squeeze the abs, shoulders down. We're here as long as you can stay. We've got 20 seconds, guys. If you need to come out of it at any point, come out, come back in when you're ready. Ten seconds. In 6, 5, 4, shake that off. So you'll notice even I came out of that early. That is a hard hold to do, especially with two weights that are different. So not the end of the world if you have to come out of it. It just means you get an extra second to breathe. So back into our lunges, guys. We're going to switch those weights around. Your heavy is going to be on your left. Your light is going to be on the right. Now the good news is this is our second round, which also means it's our halfway mark. You guys have 20 seconds. Try drop that knee under the hip. Try not overextend your lunge. Give me one more rep, guys. Okay, time to catch your breath, because you will realize by now you can't breathe when those bells are overhead. So we've got 3 seconds. Left hand side, heavy bell. We're going up, guys. Remember, you're holding as long as you can hold. If you need to come out at any point, you can come out of it. Come back in if you think you are ready. Try not to arch your spine for me. Abs are tight. Elbows are locked out. 5, 4. Okay. Just because I want to be even, I've come out of it same time as I did last time. Oh, big breath, guys. Halfway through, we're going to switch sides. We are back to that heavy right side lunge. So I'll face you guys this time so you can see my front rack a little bit better. You'll see my mop of cousin hair falling forward. Okay, guys, we're into those lunges. So you'll see my elbows are staying as close to my rib cage as I can manage. I know this makes it harder, but it makes you use your abs a little bit more. How long have we got left? We've got about 12 seconds. So 2 more reps for me if you can. And 4. And breathe. Okay. Third overhead hold. Last time you're going to do that heavy hold on your right or your left, whatever you happen to be on. But we've only got one more heavy hold. Okay. So mentally prepare yourselves, guys. Get those bells up. Those 40 seconds have started. Clearly I'm just procrastinating because these bells are heavy. Now you want to try to keep your biceps as close to your ears as you can. 20 seconds. Ten more seconds, guys. In 4, in 3. Breathe. Okay, last time you're doing lunges today. No more lunges after this. In fact, very little legs after this. Bad news is there is more core to come. Clearly didn't think this through. Okay, back to my lunges, guys. Elbows close to your ribcage for me. Chest up. Don't overextend that step. Make sure you get that knee all the way to the floor. Okay, Gymbox, you've got 20 seconds, guys. Try not to give up on these lunges. Even if it means you drop the weight and you just go body weight, we are still working. Five seconds. Shake that off, guys. Okay. One more overhead hold. Probably going to be the worst one of today, but also the best one because you know there's no more. I think psychology, I don't know. Let's not procrastinate. Okay guys, last round. Get those bells up. Now if you find one side is easier than the other, it's perfectly normal. We all have a good and bad side. As humans, we're just naturally lopsided. How are we doing, guys? You've got 15 seconds. Eight more seconds, guys. In 5, 4, 3, and breathe. Okay, this is your last long break today. This is our last superset. So, next up, we've got a gorilla row paired with a candlestick. Again, I will show you all of these. Now, your gorilla row, I'm going to let you choose which weight you want to use, but you are going to need both weights regardless. You're going to have this wide, almost sumo stance. Those bars are going to be between your feet. You're going to have one of them there just to like balance yourself on. So from here, we're going to bend the knees, push the hips back, keep that chest tall. I'm going to put all my weight into my right arm. I'm going to pull up with my left arm to then slowly release down. So I personally will be using my heavier weight. You can use your lighter weight. 3 seconds down, we'll do one side, and we'll do the other side. We are pairing this with a candlestick, so going from easiest to hardest. The easiest I can give you is coming up using your hands. Now, first thing you're going to do is start tall, feet narrow. We don't ever cross the legs from here. We're going to come down, you're going to roll back, you're going to roll forward. Your hands, both hands can come to the floor to then push you forward to then stand it up. If you want to make that harder, you're going to do that without any hands. Now, the faster you roll back, the faster you roll forward, the more momentum you have to push you forward. If you move slowly, you're going to get stuck on the floor, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to spend a lot of time sitting on your butt. So move fast for that one. So, first up, gorilla row. Wide legs for me, back is flat, knees bend, hips go back. I'm going to rest all my weight onto this lighter bell because I'll be pulling my heavier bell. We're going to pull the elbow back, all the way into the chest. 3, 2, 1. Drive. 3, 2, 1. So your chest should be higher than your hips. If I turn sideways, you'll see my position. It is always ass down, chest up, drive to the chest, slow release. You guys have 20 seconds. You can play around with that leg position. You can go wider if you want to, but make sure the bells are between the feet. Nearly there, guys. Last rep. We can put those bells down. We're going to go into your candlesticks. Use your hands if you're struggling to come up. Don't use one hand because you're going to come up sideways. Make sure both hands touch the floor to drive you to a standing position. So start tall, we're going to bend, we'll roll back, forward, stand it up for me. Again, this time with the hands, both hands on the floor, bring it up, take it back. So this is all about core strength. This is also about hip flexor and glute strength. Whoop. So if you do happen to fall over, not the end of the world. No one can see you. Anyone can see you, challenge them to do it better than you. 6 seconds, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my bells. Now, last round, I was pulling heavy on my left. This round, I'm pulling heavy on my right. So bells between the feet. We're gonna keep that chest up, bend those knees, push those hips back. Shoulders are gonna lock down into position. We're gonna pull up. 3, 2, 1. Use this left arm to support your weight. So it's almost like a resting block. It should make your life easier, I hope, as we slowly lower. So if you are falling over, if you are losing your balance, you need to put more weight into this left hand, put more weight into supporting your body. Last full push, guys, you've got 10 seconds. Last rep. Okay, we're gonna leave those bells. We're going back to those candlesticks. If you were using your hands last round, I want you to try do this. No hands. If you can't, not the end of the world, at least you tried. I want you to at least try it once or twice. Now, if you try it once and it doesn't work, don't give up. That might have just been a bad rep. I want you to try 3 or 4 more reps. If you're still falling over, bring those hands back in. Wait. This is when you guys hear me probably wind myself. 15 seconds left. And that's your halfway mark. So back to those bells, back onto your heavy first side. For me, that's my left. Third round of work. Last time I will be doing heavy pulls on my left hand side. So we're going to get my hips lower than my chest, shoulders are locked down, pull it back and release. Now, if you are feeling this in your lower back, it means you are relaxed in your abs. So your abs protect your lower back. If you don't use them, that's when the back takes over, and that's when we become slightly in pain. So brace as you pull, keep bracing as you release. At no point do you relax unless both bells are on the floor. You guys have 7 seconds. I'm going to move those bells out the way to make sure we don't roll back and hit our head on them. So third round of candlesticks, both hands off the floor if you can, or if you're super tired and your abs are giving out, both hands on the floor for me. 2, 1, feet close, no leg crosses. Use those hands if you want. If you don't, try get that balance on point. So you'll see when I come up, I'm literally throwing my body forward. The faster, more aggressive you can throw, the more likely it is you're going to stand up. The less like it is, you're just going to stay on the floor and fall backwards. 10 more seconds, that's time for 2 more reps, guys. Be conscious of where your bells are. And up. Okay, final round of these rows. Make sure you're onto your second side. So for me, that is my right arm. We're going in 3 seconds, guys. And hips back, shoulders locked down. We're going to pull into the rib cage. We're going to slowly release down. We're going to keep those abs tight. And we are only going to relax when the belt is on the floor. You've got 20 seconds, Gymbox. Remember, you've only got one more exercise to go. And last 10, that's 2 reps. You've got 2 reps left, guys. 1, last 1, 2. And we're gonna get rid of those bells. We're gonna go into your final round of candlesticks, and then you guys are gonna be done with me. So super easy, right? In 7, 6, 5, 3, last round, Gymbox. Try not use these hands these rounds. So final one, no more hands if possible. Use all that core strength, use those quads, throw yourself forward. Halfway, just over halfway. You've got about 20 seconds. So, if you're trying to get a pistol squat, if you can't do these, you're probably going to struggle with a pistol squat. So it's a good thing to practice. In 3, 2, and breathe, guys. So let's get rid of that. We are all done for today. If you guys have time to stretch and you do want to stretch it out, this wasn't super strenuous. You're probably not going to hurt yourself if you don't stretch, but I do always recommend trying to stretch the hip flexors, just because in general, humans, we have tight hip flexors, we sit a lot. But we are all done for today, guys, so hopefully you do come back for more. If you have questions or anything like that, if you see me around Gymbox, come up to me, speak to me. I don't mind, I'm happy to answer your questions. Otherwise, we are all done.